I was saying this. It's been a bad month for the analytic mavens because I'm watching Golden State last night, Chris, and in that fourth quarter, they just went for the best shot. Portland with a lead took 14 threes, and in some instances, I thought bad shots. What do you make of Golden State? You know, you talked about it earlier this year. You're the first that tipped me off to this. They are not in Houston's class as a three-ball team. They really work a lot for the best shot, and I thought last night was an example of that.
No, you're not. You're totally on point, and not just in the fourth quarter, but generally the great misperception about Golden State is that they're just this three-point shooting team that hoists a bunch of shots from 30 feet. Yeah, they do have the two best shooters, or two of the best shooters of all time in Clay and Steph, and then when Durant's there. But they were second in the league this regular season in mid-range shots. They get backdoor layups. Steph and other guys will get dribble drives and finish at the rim. And then, of course, the three-point shot. So while Houston and last night Portland, Milwaukee, you know, all these teams have gone overboard with the three-point shot, Golden State, which changed the game, they still have a great balance. And that is one of the reasons why they are the best team in the league, because of that balance.
32-4 when KD doesn't play and Steph does. How do you think this is landing on Kevin Durant watching this transpire?
Look, Kevin Durant is a human being, all right? That means inside it's hurting him. I mean, period, the end. You love it if Nick Wright or Jason McIntyre was to fill in for your show, you know, and do a pretty good job. But if one of them filled in for your show and the ratings skyrocketed,
bad,
you'd be upset because you're a human being. Yeah. I would too.
Yes.
I mean, unless Kevin Durant is Jesus Christ, then he's got to be hurting with the way they're playing without him. So I just think, look, I heard you alluding to it earlier. If they win this championship without Kevin Durant, he's got to bolt. If he has, because some people, I'm not one of those people. I don't think you are either. But there are people, fans and ex-players, current players, who belittle his 2 championships. Even though he was the finals MVP, even though he's arguably the best player in the world, they belittle those 2 championships. We heard Clyde Frazier do it, say there's an asterisk by it. What do you think that'll be if they win it without him? They'll belittle them even more. Marcus Thompson, you know, you love him on your show. I love him. He just came out with a book, KD, Kevin Durant's Relentless Pursuit to be the Greatest. If that title is accurate and Durant really wants to be the greatest to ever play, he has no choice but to get out of Golden State and go somewhere and try to lead his own team to a title.
I saw this story, and I want you to address it. I'll talk about it later because I think the Eastern Conference could be in trouble if Kyrie Irving goes west. There's a story now that Kyrie's considering the Lakers, and so is Anthony Davis, and that NBA executives are petrified of Kyrie and Anthony Davis joining LeBron. Can you refute it, confirm it? What do you make of that story?
Yeah, I mean, look, everything I'm being told, and this is by people close to this situation, is that there is very little, almost no chance of Kyrie Irving going to the Lakers. Now, he will meet with them out of respect for LeBron. Obviously, they've rekindled their relationship. But this would shock people close to Kyrie, all right, if he decided to go back to play with LeBron and the Lakers. Obviously, there's a chance of Anthony Davis going there, but I think there's a better chance of both of those guys, KD and AD, or Kyrie and AD, going to New York. We know about Kyrie's ties with Kevin Durant. You know, if they go there, they're not. Kyrie's not joining somebody else's team, even though KD's the better player. It's kind of both of them going there together. The reason I think AD could wind up with the Knicks is because David Griffin, the new general manager in New Orleans, is going to make it very difficult on the Lakers to get Anthony Davis. Now, I don't think he'll make it impossible, but it's going to be hard. And if he really likes R.J. Barrett, who they could get from the Knicks, if they trade with the Knicks for AD, and you unite the roommates, the great friends, the former All-Americans at Duke, put them together in New Orleans. That's a great storyline. Everybody would be into it, and they're two great young players. So I think New York is in the driver's seat and the favorite to get Anthony Davis.
By the way, Milwaukee-Toronto probably isn't fascinating to the masses. We've got the Kawhi could leave Toronto story. You and I talked about it this week. You know, it's really interesting when you look at this Milwaukee team and their salaries and their youth and the star and the coach. If Anthony Davis does not go east, if Kevin Durant does not go east, if Kyrie did go west, it looks like to me Milwaukee could dominate the East for a long time. Do people in the league, are they talking about that?
Well, so many people in the league are convinced that Anthony Davis will end up in the East and that Kyrie Irving will stay in the East, whether it's Boston, although a lot of people think he's out of there, they think it's New York. You know, there may be an outlier here or there that thinks they're going to go to L.A., and then most think KD is going to New York as well. So I don't think people fear a lopsided league as it has been, like the East has one or two good teams and then everybody else is in the West. Giannis, though, you're right about them, if that were to happen, having a chance to dominate the conference the way LeBron James has. If your scenario came true, I mean, Philadelphia would be the only team in their way. And we know how immature they are. We know about Joel Embiid's health issues. It could be LeBron James all over again. But here's something else, Colin, we need to look at. What is his ceiling? Like, if the Milwaukee Bucks win the championship this year, that'll be completely unprecedented. I don't think we've ever seen a team go from the 16th best record or somewhere around there to the NBA championship in 1 year without adding a major star. The closest I can think of, you'll remember this, was Portland in 1977, but they did add Maurice Lucas, who was an all-star. So this is unprecedented. What does this say about how good Giannis is? And wait till he adds the three-point shot. He's getting better from behind the arc. I think in 2 years, he will be a very competent three-point shooter, probably around 36, 37, 38% from three. He's going to be unstoppable, and he could wind up eventually putting himself in that GOAT conversation.
Good.